Now, a new report says more people are smoking than ever before. The figures have been compiled by the Journal of the American Medical Association, and health researchers say some countries are doing better than others when it comes to cutting tobacco use. The report says anti-smoking measures have saved about 8 million lives in the United States. More than 42% of American adults smoked in 1964, and that rate has now dropped to about 18%. Globally, smoking's declined an average 25% among men and by 42% among women. But because of population growth, the actual number of smokers has increased. Well, joining me live from Los Angeles is Patrick Reynolds, president of tobaccofree.org. Patrick Reynolds, the figures are slightly confusing. The report seems to suggest that globally smoking is in decline, but because of population growth, the actual numbers are rising. So what do you make of the report?
Well, we're ecstatic about the report, but to address your question first, when the tobacco industry, British American Tobacco, R.J. Reynolds, Philip Morris, saw that the writing on the wall that smoking in America would probably be going down, they began an aggressive marketing and advertising campaign in the Third World, in the Far East, the Middle East, to convince young people to take up the habit. They employed every advertising trick in the book. They advertised on television, and smoking increased by some 73% globally around the world because of those marketing efforts, even as it was falling in America. Now, this new report is wonderful news. It says that 8 million people, on average, have lived an additional 19.6 years of life because they quit smoking. The factors involved are, in 1964, 50 years ago, the Surgeon General's first report on smoking was issued, and one fellow reported that he quit because of the Surgeon General's report, the high cost of tobacco. But since then, over the last 50 years, tobacco taxes in America, at least, have been climbing dramatically. State after state has passed a tobacco tax hike. That's the single biggest factor. There are other factors. To the other two, just to outline it for you, are the increasing prevalence of smoking bans in public. And we also have, finally, a certain amount of state spending on tobacco prevention, education of kids, as on TV.
Okay, so the picture's looking the picture's looking better in the United States. But what about the developing world, in places like Africa and Asia? What's the story there?
I'm afraid it's a very sad story. The tobacco industry, they're corporations. They don't care about your health. They care about increasing market share for their tobacco brands, and they care about selling their products. 9 out of every 10 smokers in America, at least, and I believe it's true around the world, 9 out of 10 smokers became addicted before reaching their 19th birthday. Almost nobody starts smoking after 19, maybe 1 in 10. So if they don't get children hooked, then they probably won't get them as customers. Once they get them as customers, of course, they're spending $1,000, $1,500 a year to maintain their addiction to tobacco.
Let me ask you a question, if I can. Let me ask you a question, if I can, about your family heritage. I mean, you're the grandson of cigarette company founder R.J. Reynolds, so you come effectively from a tobacco dynasty. Why did you decide to jump ship and speak out against the very industry that made your family name?
My only memories of my father, the son of the founder, R.J. Reynolds Jr., are of a man coughing, gasping for breath, dying from emphysema. And as a Reynolds, as a grandson of the founder of one of the largest tobacco companies in the world, I have had a great platform to make a difference on this issue. I would love to come to the Middle East and speak about smoking. Please invite me. And we may get some news coverage over there. And I think I can help raise and build awareness about the tobacco companies, the evil that they're doing in this world, and make a difference to maybe get kids not to start and to encourage smokers to quit.
All right, Patrick Reynolds, we have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, because we've actually run out of time. But thank you very much indeed for your time, sir. Thank you.
Of course.